Hello, I'm Pam Hoffman, Everyday Spacer.
I'm Jeff Miller, 2049 Outfitters.
At Everyday Spacer, we show regular folks how to personally and directly participate in space exploration, science, and astronomy. We're here on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific Time, 12 midnight Eastern Time, and 5 a.m. on Saturday in London. We're broadcasting live from Thousand Oaks, California.
Tonight's topic is basically Space News Roundup. We'll be back in 8.3 seconds. Tonight we'll chat about some space-related news, and we'll show you some sites that you can visit to keep up with the information as well. Here, why don't you share mine?
Yep.
And, whoops. There we go. Okay, first I'm going to... Oh, can you watch comments?
Yep, I'll watch comments.
Okay. Oh, okay.
We don't have any yet. Go ahead.
You can see that by the fact that you don't show comments.
Please proceed.
Okay. First, I'm going to go through a bunch of news sites that all share space news. Then I'm going to pull out some
cool.
Some different articles. This, phys.org is actually one of my favorite sites for space news.
There's a comment. Hi, Don.
Hi, Don.
Go ahead, Jeff.
It just, phys.org just seems to have some of the most interesting articles of all the ones that I've seen. And I make these sites mad.
Hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
Hi,
hey,
Cliff.
Hey, Cliff.
Yeah, still alive. Good. Yay. Thanks, folks, for joining us. Yeah, I don't really frequent this site very much.
Yeah, I know. If you were interested in regular physics, nanotechnology, chemistry, basically a whole bunch of different sciences, and a lot of these articles fall under multiples. Like one of these articles, which I don't have pulled up because, you can see it right here. Scientists identify water molecules on asteroids for the first time.
Yeah.
Now, it's kind of like, yes, for the first time, they actually detected the chemicals that we all knew were there. So,
Oh, thank you, Daniel. He says happy belated birthday.
Yeah. So,
and welcome. We're glad you're here.
So, to me, it's not news because we already knew that there was a lot of water up there, but hey.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to get confirmation.
Yep. And
that was, sometimes you'll see stuff show up over and over again, and it's like, oh, that must be pretty big news.
Yeah.
And of course, whatever interests you is what's going to be big news for you.
Right. So I would definitely check out phys.org for news.
Very cool. And it's just that phys.org.
Yeah.
I'll just put it in the signature too. Did I spell it right?
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully it'll be a clickable link in the chat for you.
Yeah. And then
right now,
like other things and this one actually interests me a little bit more. I don't know how they got this name. Dracula's Shavito is a new protoplanetary disk discovered by accident, essentially. They were looking at something else and they go, hey, what's that fuzzy spot? Let's zoom in.
Lots of stuff seems to be discovered that way. I know a lot of the comments are with, what was it, Soho?
Yeah.
Like found 400 some comments by just people reviewing the footage. That is very densely populated. Wow.
Well, yeah, that's what if you want space and science news, here you go.
Great.
And of course the obligatory article about astronomers whining about Starlink and the
well, it is a factor. I mean, if you are
is.
Observing, it's it can be a problem.
And here's one that I've seen.
And they're going to put more stuff up. I mean,
right. Yeah. Well, they're not going to stop because, people want their internet access in places that you can't run wires.
And it's definitely it's good on one hand and it's kind of rough on the other hand. And well, it all boils down to, we just got to get out there above the atmosphere, above the satellites to do our observing.
And Saturn's Death Star looking moon might have a vast underground ocean. Well,
hey, Jamie, she says, happy Friday. Hope you're still celebrating another wonderful year. Absolutely. Thanks, Jamie. Glad you're here with us.
And that'd be cool, if it's actually a liquid, because It's farther away than Jupiter's moons, but you don't have to deal with Jupiter's
radiation.
Yeah. So, hey, that might be an interesting place to visit.
Yeah.
Space News.
Yes.
.com. Okay.
They've been around for a long time.
They've been around for a long time. They've got a bunch.
I remember getting their magazines at Boeing when I was working there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, spacenews.com.
Yes. Yeah. So, bunch of stuff.
There you go.
More about the launches than the actual physics in space. So, that's actually, so it's a different type of.
Okay. That's okay.
Space News. Yeah. But that's, you get the different flavors.
Right, yeah.
And,
well, it's like us. We focus on a particular thing to bring our audience, and we don't really pay attention to a lot of other things.
And then space.com, obviously.
Yes.
And they have...
There's that link.
A bunch of articles. Again, actual launches, politics, some astronomy stuff. So it's a fairly good mix.
Cool.
And New Scientist.
Ah, very good. This used to be a magazine too, right? Or is it still?
I don't know if they still. This week's magazine, I don't know if they still have a print version.
Because they'll say, like, there's some of these that are a magazine site.
Yeah. Apparently they.
Oh, okay. So that's the current issue.
Still don't know if it's print or if it's just a web-based magazine.
Yeah.
Could be PDF.
Okay.
But
still, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. And so they have space stuff. They have physics. And scientists looking for, since we can detect gravitational waves now, there's a whole bunch of stuff with them.
Nice.
And I've seen this article other places where they reference this one article.
One of those that shows up again and again. Good.
Yep.
Like I said, I think you can call it news whenever you keep seeing it everywhere.
Yeah. Another one, super Earths that seem to have oceans may actually be covered in magma.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I haven't read that one. That just, these change. And so when I put these over here to show you, this one.
And I like how they have the space, which I bet they have different, like in that yellow space.
Yeah.
So you can tell which, okay, there we go. Physics.
Yeah.
But even on the articles, they have the little space on top.
Yeah. So they tell you the category that it comes in.
Yeah, cool.
And this doesn't seem to overlap them too much in New Scientist, where some of the other ones, an article will be under multiple categories.
Oh, okay.
Because you can tell that a lot of space stuff would probably be under the physics category too.
Yep.
And then of course, NASA.
Oh yeah. Hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah, NASA
Makes
has
total sense.
Yeah,
though,
NASA has space news. So,
yeah. Hello.
Again, mostly about vehicles and the inner workings of NASA itself. New director. Okay.
Well, that's
essays.
important to a lot of people. I mean,
yeah.
If you work there, you definitely want to know who the director is.
Yep. So, that's a good site.
Very cool.
SciTech Daily. This is one of the slicker sites. Not,
So what? Not crunchy, or what do you mean by that?
It is, but has more of a slick magazine feel. Not,
Okay.
Not like a textbook feel. Not like a newspaper feel.
Interesting.
But they've been like this for a long time, so but they also have really interesting stuff on there. Discovers mysterious ancient galaxies.
Always love hearing about the James Webb Space Telescope.
Yep. Yeah, and again, vehicle news,
cool.
Actual space, physics news. So
what's that one? I'll put that in the chat too. What is it again?
SciTechDaily.com.
SCITECH Daily. Yep. Okay, there you go.
And
with any luck, it's a clickable link, folks.
And this one surprised me when I followed an article here.
Yeah, I think the big news
Routers.
winds up in Reuters or
Yeah,
I have a
Reuters.
couple,
Reuters.
Reuters. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a couple of those too for.
Yeah. Now I think I'm gonna try run
Mm.
into one. I think they're paywalled. Oh no.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, a lot of sites now have some articles that are not
Right.
like that, and then some that you'll hit a
Right.
thing and it says, well,
Right.
hey, you ready to subscribe? We're ready to. And then some of them will have, you can come and visit 2 or 3 articles a month,
Right.
and then they want you to pay for it. So
yeah, I had one from New York Times, but I can't show it because.
Yep, I get it. I like they have the
mid-month.
Yeah, I like they have the see that have the AA. It's size of no.
Oh.
Yep, there. Nope.
Hang on. Oh, right here.
Yeah, so you can bigify the font if you want.
Yeah.
It's definitely becoming an issue these days.
Yeah, for some people.
For some people, yeah.
But
I see you doing this.
Yeah, I don't have to make that farther away. But if you want to bigify it, you can always do Control Plus.
Yep.
That's a browser command, not
right.
Or Control.
But I do like it when they have it on there in case
wheel.
somebody doesn't know
right
that they can use, or maybe that's even on the phones. I don't know how to do that on the phone. Do you?
No, but my phone's small enough that it doesn't make any sense to zoom in because reading 3 letters at a time doesn't do anything for me.
Alrighty then.
Okay, so those are the sites that I found, and then just a bunch of articles that this one the mystery
picture.
of, and this is space.com.
Yeah, we put that in there.
Yeah, we did. The mystery of missing super Earths and mini Neptunes may finally be solved. Okay. Apparently, there's a gap in what they found for exoplanets. They found things that are like up to about 2 to 3 times the size of the Earth, and the things that are about, and then things that are, slightly smaller than Neptune, but there's a huge gap.
Okay. All right.
And they're,
we just haven't found them yet, I suppose.
Well, their thinking is that they, if they're cold enough to develop, in the outer regions, if they're too small, they get kicked out by the bigger stuff. And if they're big enough and rocky in the lower regions, their atmosphere they essentially get shrunk by the solar wind stripping their atmosphere. Basically, and they migrate. They basically, their thinking is that they just migrate. And I think they found a couple of examples where these planets are not where they're supposed to be.
Because things have moved around even in our own solar system. They found out with Jupiter, right? It kind of moved in and then back out. And
Jupiter and Saturn
changed
kind of
orbits of different things on its way.
Yeah, Jupiter actually headed inward and would have wiped out all of the inner planets if Saturn hadn't moved inward also and gravitationally pulled Jupiter back out.
It's amazing to me how they know that stuff happened. It was like, and then when that happens with me, I go and sign up for a speech, and then I have to figure out why. I've done it before.
Yeah. Okay, and so here we go for some other things that I found.
Cool.
And this one just because. Because we did a brown dwarf episode not too long ago.
Nice.
Astronomers investigate the atmosphere.
Well, now this looks like a different site.
It is. No, this is phys.org.
Oh, I see.
This is Microsoft. They're a news aggregator.
Okay. All right.
And so, so I just happened to find a bunch of these. If you see across the top here. And that's how I got started on finding these, and then I started looking for the various news sites also.
Cool.
But so just if you're interested in brown dwarfs, look on phys.org for
they're definitely interesting.
Yeah, for cold brown dwarf, you ought to be able to find it.
Cool.
It's only a 1-day-old article, so it should be fairly close to the top.
All right.
And here we go. Odysseus lander launched yesterday on space using a SpaceX vehicle, and it's set to land on the moon.
Well, that's a short video too, so that's nice.
Yeah. minute 10. That basically shows the launch.
And this is what's the original site?
The original site is USA Today.
Oh, USA Today. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the big news will have, news sites will have some of these articles, but I think there's better sources in terms of, space news. I mean, they might, well, I don't know how they would treat this kind of a thing as well.
Yeah, I don't really like a lot of the, normal news sites because I saw articles about they found oceans on the moon, big headline. And then this'll, be a whole new round of vehicles, a space exploration. When they're talking about Saturn's moon that might have an ocean under it. Okay. Well, that's not the same as an ocean on the moon.
Clickbaity.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not.
Which I suppose if it gets eyeballs, oh well.
Yeah. But it's dumb.
Okay. What's that an image of? The spacecraft itself?
Yeah, that's cool. The launch. Not the spacecraft, because the spacecraft is over here.
Oh yeah, right. That's the motor, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
But they do go into what is on the Odyssey or with what's on Odysseus.
Okay.
And the space itself is a 14-foot tall hexagonal cylinder with 6 legs, and it's got some NASA instruments on it, and it's got some other things on it, including some marketing stuff, which is kind of amusing. What? Oh, Cliff.
You ready for a comment?
Sure.
Cliff says the internet has been bad to use a play for a few weeks now at home, as we have had some huge weather, but that I have to watch later as I download for a continual video. I don't know. Oh,
so basically he can't really watch us live well. I'm sorry, Cliff.
So how do we get to that Microsoft site to find these stories? Well, they've just collected them, right?
Yeah, it's the Edge browser. If you haven't changed your default screen on it, it's the Edge browser.
Got it. Okay.
In fact,
there's I see msn.com at the top.
Right. Yeah.
So
you can probably get to that. Yeah. www.msn.com ought to do it.
Of course, there's gonna be a lot of things there, so I don't know exactly where the.
Well, and you can sort it through. Now, they'll often have space on there. Sometimes they'll just have science, and sometimes they go away completely as categories.
Okay.
Because I guess space isn't political enough. So.
Janie says, "Sorry to hear that. Blessings."
Yeah.
Yeah, Cliffy's had a lot of weather lately.
Yeah. So this is cool. Apparently, there's some marketing stuff going on too. Someone is testing. Let's see, where is it?
Like with the vehicle, or?
Yeah, well, one company has a wrap that they're using, and they're like, they make clothing and they're testing it for protecting it from temperatures, stuff like that. And there's someone else that has little figurines that they're sending to the moon, which since they're not going to get them back, I don't think it's probably just marketing, but I don't know. I'm not going to look for it in there.
It's a publicity stunt.
Yep.
Got it.
And some more James Webb stuff.
Nice.
Apparently there's something called the Brick, which is a dark nebula near the Milky Way's heart.
Yes. And that looks like it was from what, space.com?
This is James. Space.com.
Yeah. So Dawn, even if you can't find the MSN website, they're in other places, and you could even look for, like, what is it? The title of this would be good, you think, or
sure,
James Webb Space Telescope.
Yeah, just go to space.com and search for James Webb Space James Webb, and you'll find a bunch of stuff. But I think MSN will get it. I'm not positive because it just comes up whenever I fire up Edge on the few times that I fire up Edge.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really use.
Yeah.
I just use the one.
Yeah, I just have to scroll past all of their politics and look at the interesting stuff. So it's just this is about that dust cloud, because apparently it's a cloud that has not started forming stars. They're trying to figure out why. Apparently it might be too warm.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, you would think something dark would be cold, but apparently it's too warm.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Salon. Now, there's a site
Oh,
that you
interesting.
would expect for hard science.
No. What do you think?
But
Salon.com? When you
yeah.
hover over, is that what you get? No, I haven't said.
Well,
Huh.
yeah.
Interesting. Well, they want to appeal to.
They accidentally put some science on their political site.
Well, you think that's political site? I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, it's very political,
Okay.
regardless.
Got it.
But and here's again. It looked interesting because dark matter, and because
Cool picture.
James Webb Telescope, again, clickbait, may have proven the existence of giant dark stars. No.
Okay.
If you read the article, this is why I don't like non-science sites, because here's what the whole thing is that
it's exciting enough.
Yeah.
It doesn't need any kind of
stuff
like that.
Dark matter may have condensed enough to form, to generate heat and form stars, and then, essentially live out their life cycle and go away.
Okay.
And the only time they could have done this is in the very early parts of our universe. So by looking back far enough, which James Webb can do, you could potentially see these because they don't exist anymore. The trouble is all of the data that they have for these matches their predictions, but also matches what we currently see.
Okay.
So it just says that their theory now has a chance of being right. It hasn't proven anything. It just has said that, yeah, maybe.
Yes. We got 2 Fridays when you're here, Cliff.
Yeah.
I've started to plot out what we're going to do with them.
I hope it doesn't rain.
Don't bring it. Don't bring it. Do go on. Oh, okay. And I'll share a screen even.
Okay. Here's one that I've seen a couple of different articles on.
Phys.org.
Phys.org again. This is altermagnetism versus magnetism and anti-magnetism, basically being magnetic or not magnetic.
Okay.
This is altermagnetism.
Which means?
What it is here, go ahead and show me because I'm going to wave my hands around.
Making furtive gestures with his fingers.
Magnetism is where all of the electrons, or all of the things, all of the molecules basically line up with their magnetic, properties.
Yeah, that's how something becomes, a metal becomes magnetized because they're all aligned. They're all.
And anti-magnetic is they're all random, and thus from far away they don't have any magnetic fields.
Like everything.
Right.
That's not magnetized.
Right.
Okay.
They found what they call altermagnetism, where things have lined up in one direction, then the next layer they're lined up in another direction. Then they're lined up in this, and they basically are layered like that.
Okay.
So from a distance, they appear non-magnetic.
Yes.
Because they cancel each other out over a distance. But nearby, like within the field, they might have other, they'll have magnetic properties that alternate.
Huh.
So
well, that sounds kind of useful, actually.
Yeah, small enough.
You spin it.
Well, it's small enough that I don't know if here's the thing. They finally found it. In fact, there's another article about it.
Wait. Let me share. There you go.
There's another article about it.
From Phys.org. Okay, cool.
From Phys.org. And if you see, this is what they used to generate it.
Yikes.
So, does it have an actual use, or is it just sort of interesting? So
they didn't find a material.
No, they made it. They made it.
Okay. Well, we make a lot of things. I mean.
Right. So, will it have useful properties? Don't know.
Okay.
Will it have interesting properties? Maybe.
I mean, if you spin it, it could be potentially a motor.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
And even very small. I mean, they've got really small components on spacecraft now that do all kinds of tasks. Oh, John's got a comment. Altermagnetism is fascinating. Oh, so you know about this. I haven't heard about this before.
Yeah. So
very cool. If you know something more, Don, let us know.
Yeah, Phys.org again. So it's like I said, it might have a use, might not. It'll
Well,
be interesting.
laser was developed before they figured out what to do with it too.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yep.
I'm not upset about this.
In fact, speaking of lasers, I don't think I have it up here. Saw a headline that was
Yes.
some black holes might produce gravitational wave lasers.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, a laser
Sounds like someone's sci-fi story.
Well, a laser is all of the waves are going in one direction
Okay.
and they're synced.
Okay.
So gravitational waves are a wave. It could potentially produce waves going in one direction that are synced.
Okay.
However, it requires a particle that is theoretical.
I think we'll do something else. Actually, he says he's gonna try and squeeze in here. I don't think that's gonna work. We'll talk about it. Don't worry about it. What else you got for us?
Pam's planning on hanging me from the ceiling.
No, no, I'm not.
Scientists used a 350-year-old theorem to explain light.
I think I saw this somewhere else too.
Yeah. And this is popular mechanics.
Dawn came back with, I was also thinking about the motor possibility. Yes.
Yeah. For maybe,
like
nano machines.
Yes.
I don't know that it'd be big enough for.
Right. Yeah. Nano or thereabouts. Yeah.
Yeah. So popular mechanics.
Well, popular mechanics. Cool.
However,
they used to be a magazine as well, like a hard copy magazine.
They might still be.
Okay.
They probably still are, I think.
Yeah.
But it's also paywalled if you try to go to the magazine itself, it's paywalled.
Ah, so this is nice. You can actually see it in the MSN website.
Right. And it's a good
for not a paywall.
Yeah. And it's a good advertisement for their magazine.
Ah, yes, that makes sense.
Which is weird because I would have expected popular science on here, but this is popular mechanics, and I've seen popular mechanics a bunch. So, but
okay.
It started off with trying to explain, try to combine particle versus wave of light.
Okay.
And they found a theorem.
They already do that, don't they?
No.
Okay.
It isn't, and maybe both.
Yes.
Is at any given time.
Right.
That's what they've got.
Okay.
But this theorem, so they pulled out an old theorem to try to, figure it out. And it doesn't, but it does map very well to a lot of the properties that light actually has. Huh. And so you can do some extrapolating from it that maybe some of the other things that the theorem talks about.
I think I'd like to read that. Leave it up, why don't you?
Yeah, I will.
That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, and
oops, wait. I gotta share again. It's mostly text, but
yeah,
as well.
And here, let me just
let everybody else see what you're seeing.
There. It still doesn't give a lot of. There's nothing really crunchy in here. They talk about it, but don't. And there's an ad.
And this was Popular Mechanics?
Yeah.
Ah, so they're not super crunchy, but they're informative.
Right. Yeah. And
yeah. Well, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And that's good. I mean,
yeah.
You don't want to in a magazine that's not bent for that.
Yeah.
You don't want to blow away people that you want to attract.
Yeah. And here's the thing: the theorem is used for describing pendulums and substituted brightness of light for what would usually be the object's mass.
Okay.
And in doing that, it explained a lot of the properties of light. All of the properties of light that we know about mapped really well to that. And so they might be able to gain some new understandings of light using that theorem.
Okay.
Who knows?
Interesting.
They don't really give anything crunchy in here. I would say start, if you're interested in it, look for pendulums and substituting brightness of light, and just look to see what, because they don't give anything really crunchy in here. They don't talk about who applied this. They don't give the scientists names, which is kind of.
I see some links, so it's possible you can
But
do
yeah,
some deep diving.
yeah, it's just um, deep diving, but it's not to this. It's kind of like a wiki article where everything they talk about is, you know, oh, equations. Here's an article about what are equations.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Um,
It's more about definition of that term than.
oh, here's the name.
Oh, wow. Looks definitely Chinese.
Chinese, yeah.
Zhao Feng Qian?
Xiaofeng Qin.
Chin? Okay.
Qian. Um,
So they do mention that. Okay.
yeah, so they do have the scientist's name.
But it's like a quote, so.
Yeah, well, and he's quoted a lot throughout the rest of the article.
Okay.
So that's the name. I guess you'll have to look that up. They don't say where. You see that, and that's where a science site, like phys.org would actually give the university that sort of thing.
Yeah, sources can be very helpful. If you really want to work on something, get a gestalt of it. Yeah, sources.
And this amused me.
Okay.
Again, popular mechanics. So don't expect a lot of crunch.
Nice picture, though. I can see it.
Yeah.
There.
Space detectives finally solved the case of missing sulfur in dying stars.
Oh, yeah. You were telling me about this before. Not exactly missing.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Not missing.
Well, but they delved into that and why and stuff.
Right. Yeah. Essentially,
cool.
Just because, sulfur, along with a number of other elements, should all be produced in roughly the same amounts.
Okay.
In a
well,
nova.
this comes from an exploding star. Basically,
right?
It's reached the end of its life, and it's big enough. It will collapse, and then everything will go everywhere.
And so they found all of those elements, really, except sulfur. And so apparently some people, not very many, I would imagine, but some people were concerned about where's all the sulfur?
Okay.
Are our equations wrong? And turns out that if you get better equipment with higher resolutions, you can find the sulfur lines that are being masked by other elements.
Okay.
All right. It's been there all this time.
So it's a spectroscopic thing.
Yes. Basically, other elements have been stepping on the lines.
Okay.
And by being able to refine the lines narrow enough, you can actually see the separation and find sulfur in there. So
okay. Still, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And here's one.
Benzinga?
I have no idea.
Well.
But Elon is SpaceX is building a factory as big as 15 football fields at Texas launch site.
Right. Yeah, I caught one of that somewhere else too.
100 million expansion.
So again, you see it over and over again. It might be news.
Right.
Because I saw that elsewhere too.
Yeah. So, also he's pulling out of Delaware.
Oh, I didn't know he was in Delaware.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he incorporated in Delaware.
Oh yeah, well that's typical business place to incorporate.
Yeah, and apparently they're trying to put restrictions on what kind of business he can do. So he's saying he just basically gave a bye. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
well, there's different advantages at different places.
Yeah. Apparently, and I don't forget where in here it says, they're planning on building something. Here we go. The spacecraft designed for long duration interplanetary flights can accommodate up to 100 individuals. This is what that might not be what he uses it for first, but that's what he wants to use it for.
Okay.
So that's all.
All right.
That's all I've got.
Okay, so let's see. Let me go ahead and get over here.
Yep.
And you can go ahead and share my screen.
Yep. And share your screen.
Yeah, there it is.
At the stage. There we go.
For me, this is what kicked it all off. I saw this on Facebook and I was like, oh, wow, how interesting. They have found this galaxy that shouldn't exist. And they say a little bit about it here, but then we went and saw, because it came up again, it's kind of news, came with this Anton Petrov video. And you didn't really talk about videos, but I think videos can be a great source to absorb information quickly. You can have pictures and graphs and do different things with them, animate them that you can't really do in an article as well. But yeah, this is really great. It was just from a couple of days ago, right? Yeah, the February the 11th. So
Yeah.
Anton, I think he does something pretty much
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah, and he covered this before we found this, but yeah.
Oh no, I found it on Facebook.
Okay.
And that's kind of what I was like, ooh, we should do like a news roundup. We hadn't really done that.
Mhm.
And for me, what kind of makes this episode more useful beyond 2024 is sharing sources of space news with you.
Mhm.
And I think for me, finding stuff like this on Facebook, and of course, the more you click on them, the more they'll show you. So it's kind of a good feedback loop in this case, because I do get a whole bunch of really cool articles and places that like all the different ones I've been showing you for the eclipse.
Mhm.
Those are showing up more and more in my my Facebook feed.
And Universe Today is not a source that I found, so that's cool.
Well,
too.
yeah, and here is that article from Universe Today, and I happen to know Fraser Kane because
Mhm.
once upon a time I was one of the news reporters on their show. What was it? The Weekly Space Hangout.
Yep.
They're not doing it now, but yeah, I mean, I think of it as a great resource. Now, unfortunately, they kind of have a lot of these ads in here now, which I don't care for, but you can ignore them. It's pretty easy. They do, have different people too. That's kind of cool. We've got all these different folks talking about these different things, and I really let Jeff take point on this. I'm not going to talk about these as much, but I do. I did go. Oh, I thought I got rid of that.
Escape. Yeah.
I did go over to the site itself. Yeah, see the ads. Universe Today, and the funny tie-in here too is that this was one, the Babylon 5. Remember the
Mhm.
newspaper he pulls and it says Universe Today, and of course they recycle it when they're done reading it. So I don't know which came first though. The website B5. Okay, yeah. And I don't know if they created this from the show or if they decided to. If it just came about independently.
Right.
But this was pretty cool. And I'm just looking at the headlines right now. They say maybe we can have space-based power after 2050. And Dawn and I were talking before the show, and she made a really good point. What happens with this? Does it concentrate in one area? Is it a problem? What's going to be?
Oh, well, they've done a bunch of studies on this because it's been talked about since the 70s.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see a comment.
Scott,
Go ahead.
Yeah. This weekly space hangout is how I found you guys.
That's right.
Around the show, yep.
Yeah, because Fraser Kane would ask at the end, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I got a show." Yep. Every Friday.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah. So solar power, it's not like it's a laser beam beaming into a dish that, that if the laser beam moves, it digs a trench through a city.
Well, I thought they were going to do microwaves for one thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know that they're really like a problem until they get at that. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
What they do is they have like a 2 or 3 square mile receiver.
Okay.
So the beam itself is not very dense.
Okay.
It won't. You could walk right through it, and it wouldn't do anything to you.
I don't think I'd like to because
Right.
microwaves. I saw that Dawn left a comment too.
Dawn.
Let's see what.
I joined the Facebook April 8th
Oh,
Total
good.
Solar Eclipse group.
Oh,
like
good,
what I've
good.
seen so far. Oh, cool.
And she's got another comment.
Yeah. So far. Yeah.
Yes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead with the next thing. This was really cool too. Again, Anton, he's a really great source for us. I would love to have him as guest on the show.
And you know what?
And I've asked.
I came across the article that he referenced here on phys.org.
Okay. So yeah, when you see things come up, maybe that's a pretty good news thing to follow. But it was very interesting about why bugs are attracted to lights. And I definitely recommend watching that. I'll let you see it.
Yeah.
I'll let you see it because I think it's very interesting and very important for us, especially when we talk about light pollution. Here we go. We should do a whole episode on light pollution, how you can, improve the lights. And
let's do that.
Yeah, I think we should do that. I got something for next week, but yeah, let's definitely look at that because I think this is an important aspect of light pollution as well.
I think we did one on our first year.
Did we?
Or at least talking about dark skies, and we then talked about that. But
and it won't hurt to revisit it again from somewhat different angle.
Yep.
So let's see. I really like this one, and it used to be a little different. I thought it was a little better in the past. Space Daily, and that's spacedaily.com. You will notice too that there's all kinds of things at the top. Each one of them has a drop down. They've really expanded. Every single one of these used to be a nice, iconic, looking cool. Like they had different colors, and they looked. This font was in there, but this is okay. You got too much information to squeeze into too little space. You really want to deep dive into something? There you go. I think this is amazing. And of course, I guess it's just really these top 4 here. I mean, even talking about space wars, and there's what was there one? I thought there was one about Solar Daily. That's kind of cool. I think this is interesting. I'm not crazy about sites like this they call magazine type sites. It's just like so much, especially this one's not too bad, but some of them just have so much stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm done. But yeah, you can really find some good stuff. There's that launch again.
Oh no, this is the Japanese.
Oh, you're right. It just looks like that picture.
Yep.
Is it? Oh, are they using the same? They must be using the same overlay. Interesting. Oh yeah, here's what they used to look like. Yeah, like they see this. That's what they had up along the top. Instead of this green bar, they had these little icons here. Mars Daily. There's a lot of really good stuff in here, and they have expanded it since I used to look at this a long time ago. But yeah, if you like this kind of thing, you want to deal with all this, go for it. I had Space News up as well, and for me, it's definitely one of the things. We used to get the magazines, and it was always very interesting. I knew some of the people that were writing in it and stuff. I really think that a search is a good place to go too. For one thing, you can put in any kind of term, and I've got a couple for us: space exploration, science, and astronomy. Imagine that. But yeah, you can follow any kind of different articles here. So yeah, I really like it. I happened to pull up a couple of them. One about Mae Jemison. I thought that was interesting. And also about the Science Daily. I hadn't really seen that before. Did you know about Science Daily?
Yeah, but it didn't occur to me. So
okay,
I guess
Yeah, one of the things that's unfortunate is they've got these big old ads, and it just gets hard to like pay attention to the article. And it's this sort of magazine look again. I don't really care for it, but I did pull out one, this confirmation of ancient lake on Mars. Builds excitement. Yeah, very cool. So yeah, then I went ahead and pulled up some science ones, and I found out about this author who died. So it's not just. Oh, geez, look at this. I can't even read it. Okay, so I'm not that interested in dealing with that kind of thing, so I will move on. But I did learn about this author, and let's see, what was he significant for? I forget.
Christopher Priest.
Yeah. I thought there was something in here that we were
science fiction. I remember reading some of the Space Machines. Yeah, the Prestige. Oh, that's
the Prestige, right?
We saw that movie.
Yes, right. Which I didn't think is really science fiction. But anyway, yeah, 2 stage magicians from. Yeah. Anyway, so but you can find out about things like that too. And then we have astronomy. So let's see, did I pull something up from that? Yeah, top 5 astronomy events for 2024. And this is a USA Today. So even these big name ones get in on the act. You can actually watch this video. I was looking for text, but I don't know. It's the video. You want to watch the video in this case.
So it looks like the whole site is for videos.
Yeah, I think so too. But it's pretty short, 1:42. And oh, you know what? I get a bunch of emails from different places, including Deborah Bird's Earth Sky News. And I think this is a great way to get news. She curates it, of course. What, you got a comment?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cliff. Pam and Jeff took me all over the place to see Astro stuff and Endeavor, which I cried. Can't say enough about their wonderful gift they are giving.
Oh, very
thanks,
good.
Cliff.
Did we have one from, I think Dawn's was in there too.
Yeah. Well, we already
covered yeah, got it. Okay. So Deborah Bird does something every single day. I think she skips some holidays sometimes. I think I've missed a couple of those. Okay. So, but I just love how she's got some really nice graphics and some news.
Oh, she talks about the Odysseus lander.
Yep, big news things. And then what I like too is that yeah, there's this thing here. This is really wonderful. Yeah, that's tonight, right?
Yeah.
And then she invites you to offer up pictures, which they put on their site. I think this is, yeah, submit your photo to Earth Sky here. And I think most of them get put on the site, but some of them will be included in the emails. All right, so what else do we have here? Oh, and then there's this Ward's World. I was kind of unhappy that I couldn't really get to this thing. You can like click it and then it'll show up, but you can't really get to this particular article.
Oh, without signing up. Yeah.
I guess. And then I went and did, okay, let's do a right click on the name here, which got me to this, another magazine site. You know, if you like that kind of thing, that's great. But it's just like, I don't know. I don't really care for it.
Okay. Scroll back. Yeah. That one.
Yeah, I pulled that up too. That's I think it's a really cool idea to put your Eclipse glasses with a paper plate.
I'm just
yeah, I love it.
Thinking cheap ass superhero costume. Solar Observer Man.
Oh boy. But at least you can read this one. So you know what? Take this one, wardsci.com. Yeah, I don't know what to think if that first one is like they want you to pay to read that one, that article,
or they just want to collect your info.
Yeah, well, that's the trade-off. Anyway, so pretty interesting stuff here. I didn't read the whole thing, but I did like how they were talking about protect your eyes whenever you go to see the eclipse. So then, Dawn called me earlier and she sent me this email with some great links. I haven't looked at these yet, but I know we talked about the What's Up in the Night Sky page, the almanac page before. What I thought I would do is have you here. Oh, and you know what, Dawn? I went to this What's Up Ron, and this was really a nice page about Ron Leesburg. He was one of the members in Ohio.
Mm.
And if Dawn, if you have a comment about that, I would love to hear. All right, so let's go back to this email. She got in on the news action too. The Mars helicopter Ingenuity took its last flight, lasting 32 seconds. And I guess, look, Dawn did a nice write-up about Ingenuity's helicopter, the Ingenuity Mars helicopter.
And of course, the rover cool. just not too long ago, found it and took some shots of it on the ground.
Oh, I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah.
Did they discover the breakage?
Well, I think they knew before, but or I got it from that article. I don't remember, but
because this was the picture I remember. They actually have somewhat selfie.
Look at the
right,
blade.
But you can't actually see it now. If the rover got there, they would have taken an actual picture of it.
Right. Yeah.
So, well, it's not a terrible place to go to die.
Yeah.
Right. For a little robot that could.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think it was going to do anywhere near that. All right. So what else did Dawn send us? Let's see. Space exploration is ramping up again after the holidays. The Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency's lunar mission, Smart Lander, for investigating the moon. Now I don't see a link for this part. Peregrine. Okay, you did.
Oh, lunar.
Yeah, I think this is for the Peregrine lunar lander. Though I was looking at this.
Oh yeah.
Japan Aerospace Explorations. This one. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. So here's the point. Dawn's site is not just for the almanac. There are tons and tons. What I think she told me there's hundreds of pages on this website. So get lost in Astra's story. Astra's Guide to Lunar Exploration. This is fabulous. I mean, there's some news things and there's some things that will help you learn more.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I was kind of thinking this was going to be about the Peregrine lander. Let's see these missions. Yeah, sorry, Dawn. I didn't get a chance to read this thoroughly. But yeah, we'll show all these. All right. And if you have some comments for us, Dawn, absolutely chime in. And let's see, what else do we have here? In a strange twist, SpaceX launched Northrop Grumman's Cygnus resupply spacecraft instead of the Antares. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. Can you tell what that's about?
Oh yeah, basically Northrop Grumman, instead of using another one of the you know what is this the space Borg
Oh,
launchers,
you're
but
talking about Boeing?
yeah,
Okay.
one of the Boeing, but they have a name for their new space alliance or whatever.
Mm.
Um, but um, where they try to together be the monopoly on getting into space, but
Yeah,
it
I'm
didn't
trying
work.
to think.
But just in Northrop Grumman's,
United Launch Alliance.
yeah,
ULA.
yeah. So they put a ULA payload on a SpaceX
Ah,
vehicle.
and I see 2 articles here. Let's see what you got. International Space Station. Good. Fun facts. Cool. Next missions. Yay. That looks really neat. Okay. Oh, these look like from okay, we got a January one. Cool. All right, let's see what the other link is. Oh, here it is. And this one is about commercialization and utilization. I'm going to go up a little bit here. What's this whole page about? Let's see. Let's go back here. Oh, it's the same page. Okay, I get it.
Just lower
Wow,
down
it's
on it.
huge. Did I pass it already?
Probably.
Tell you what, I'm going to go and do it again because that'll pop us right there. Yeah. Axiom. Well, I know Axiom's been big in the news lately.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. You know what? I think we may revisit. Oh, I think Dawn did.
Oh yeah.
Click on the, what is it?
The IM2 link near the top of the lunar page under
This one?
at bat. Yeah.
I'm looking.
IM2.
Oh, here, at bat. Intuitive machines.
Oh, IM2.
I see IM1. If this is what you mean, we can look at that. No problem. I'm going to put in a new link. IM1. Maybe IM2 follows. IM2. Here we go. Let's see. Intuitive missions 2 to prime 1. Mission will deliver a drill and mass spectrometer near the south pole of the moon. This mission is a tech demonstration of in situ resource utilization, or ISRU. It will measure the volatile content of subsurface samples. IM2 is scheduled to launch on a SpaceX Falcon rocket in 2024. Do we have a date for that, Dawn?
Is that the Odysseus mission? Because intuitive machines are the ones who made Odysseus.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Where's that? Yeah. Is that, Dawn, is that the Odysseus mission? The IM2, or was it IM1?
I'm gonna look at this page too. Commercial space exploration page. This site is tremendous. Intuitive machines, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, we're gonna have to spend some more time on it. She's got another.
Oh, she meant IM1. Yes, Odysseus. So IM1 was Odysseus. So just scroll up on that previous page.
Here?
Yeah, just scroll up.
Here.
That's Odysseus, and yes. And that's the vehicle that I remember seeing. Right. So yes.
Okay. Way cool, folks. You have lots and lots of resources, and that's what I have for tonight.
And this is much crunchier than the article that I saw about it. So that's good. It has some more information.
Yes, and we like crunchy. We know you like crunchy.
Yep.
So, go ahead.
So, some stellar events this week, February 16th through February 23rd. February 16th, we talked about this last week because it overlaps. Is first quarter moon, and the Pleiades is 0.6 degrees north of the moon. And the moon are called the Pleiades.
Which I didn't see when and where on this.
No.
But maybe it'll be in the news tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or later.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It'd be more interesting if the Pleiades occulted the moon, but.
No.
Okay.
Well, okay. More interesting, maybe. Good? I don't think so. Please do proceed.
It would mean that the Pleiades isn't like a star cluster. It's this little itty bitty thing
I see.
Floating in space.
Dawn says, I am praying IM1 lands. Cross your fingers. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to see a private vehicle on the moon. Okay.
Yep, it's about time.
I want to see a private vehicle soft land on the moon. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, there's one on the moon now. It didn't soft land though, did it?
No.
Well, I think Chinese. Well, Chinese isn't commercial.
No.
Is it? No.
No.
Go ahead.
But and it doesn't matter. If they land more than once, it doesn't count.
You mean bounce?
Yes.
They did it on Mars. It worked out okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Scott. Yes, end up right.
Yes. Yep.
Yep. Well, yeah, the what do they call it? The airbags. That worked out okay.
Yeah, but that was made to bounce.
Yes, it was.
And they haven't really done it much since the first couple times.
No.
Because the vehicles got too big.
Oh, okay.
Okay, February 17th. Venus and Pluto are in conjunction. Okay, that's going to be visually stunning. February 19th. The moon rides high. The moon rides high.
Get out of your system.
It's a wedgie.
Oh God.
It's an astro wedgie.
Not where I thought you were going, but okay. Next.
No, that'll be for April.
Next.
When we're talking about the moon rides high.
Next. Keep going.
I am.
I mean that the script.
February 22nd. Venus and the Mars are in conjunction.
Much more interesting.
Yeah, that you'll actually be able to see. February 23rd, Friday night show, and Pam is doing a profile. Find us Fridays at 9 p.m. Pacific time on the Everyday Spacer Facebook page and the Everyday Spacer YouTube channel.
And what inspires you the most for this coming week? All right, so some other events and activities. Of course, you can still launch your digital postcard or a real postcard to space for free through Blue Origin Club for the Future. I checked earlier, and that is still ongoing.
You can say that again.
No, I'm not gonna. Also, let me cue this up and then share it. All right, I'm ready. Go ahead.
Okay.
So, of course, on Facebook, I found this Glamp Under the Stars at the Texas Eclipse. I think this is actually a prize. You can win a prize. 2 4-day VIP tickets for you and a friend to witness the last U.S. Glamping Bell Tent performances from Zed's Dead. Okay, those people. An immersive experience, psychedelic conversations. I didn't read all these. Plus mind-blowing space exhibits. I think we got a comment, please.
Scott says, Moon Rides High reminds me of
boy.
when Home Depot was having a huge cock sale and the president of the company could not stop laughing.
Oh, God. Please don't encourage him, Scott. All right. Yet another thing I found on Facebook. The celebrating 100 years of astronomy outreach
if you
in
squeeze a cock in
Chattanooga. The Barnard Astronomical Society. What are they doing? Is this their regular thing? Chattanooga. So if you're in Tennessee, go for it. Oh, you can. Okay, so it's a membership page, and see, I find these, but I haven't had a chance to look through them. This was kind of cool. Glyph workshops offer all-inclusive immersive cultural adventure and nature photography workshops in locations around the world. Boy, would I love to learn how to do astrophotography. That is the one thing I have done very little of, for one thing. And they're going to be at the solar eclipse on April 4th. April 8th, sorry. And if I could take a class, that would be wonderful. Because I take stuff, but it doesn't really work out to her. This is kind of cool, too. Look at this. Looks like they're going to do the Aurora. Yeah, got another comment?
Janie,
oh, thank you,
blessings
Jamie.
for a wonderful weekend all.
Oh, no, yes.
Oh, internal flooding, broken sewer line. Oh, that's nasty. I've played that game before.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, please help Janie.
Yep.
Well, they do some other interesting things too. Like, again, I just found these and I'm like, okay, they got space stuff. So yeah, take a look. Then there's this. I had not heard of this before, but it's got free access to the Ends Men magazines and expand your mind. We got another comment, right?
Only microwaves so far, but very small power from outer space.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like you can sign up by email or you can read them now. So I'm not sure what this is either, but it looked pretty interesting. So I thought I would share it with you.
Uh-huh.
And if you folks actually figure out what some of these are, please tell us. In fact, we could have a report. You could report in. Here's a conference that's coming up: Certificate in Space Leadership Policy and Business. It's going to be in Washington, D.C. next March. It is a little hefty, and I noticed here Arizona State University is involved. I haven't heard of this Thunderbird School of Global Management before, but ASU is pretty famous for space stuff. So yeah, if this is something,
Well,
5 days.
It's a certificate, so it's going to
I see.
train you to get the certificate, and
Uh-huh.
so you're
Okay.
paying $6,500 to have a
piece of
paper on
paper.
you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
and,
they'll probably train you too.
and
Oh, good.
Scott
Yeah.
says prayer sent to Janie from me
Thank
too,
you,
and that's
Scott.
because Dawn just said
Aw.
prayers to Janie, and so yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, everybody. So yeah, you can actually learn some cool stuff and get a certificate for space stuff. What else do we have here? Oh, that's kind of cool. This is a website that you can buy James Webb Space Telescope stuff. And I just love this, all these graphics. Look at this. However, they do have stuff you can buy too. JWST. I got myself a little pin from when I was over there, because they have a gift shop on site at the James Webb Space. Well, where they did the, it was there for a while.
That was Lockheed, wasn't it?
It used to be one thing and now it's another thing. I forget.
Yeah.
We'd have to go look.
Oh.
But this looks kind of cool.
Janie says, thanks, Don and Scott and Everyday Spacers. Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. Sounds rough. All right, so this is another Soar and Sound Eclipse Music Festival. Loving all the music festivals that are going with this. German Park, I don't know where exactly. I think, let's see, does it say here? Live music, always good. And with an eclipse, here it is. Nope, that's not where it is. You know, they don't really make it obvious, which I think Eclipse Info, maybe this is going to tell us. It will be somewhere along the path. Okay, here we go, Indiana. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
With any luck, since they have a map of Indiana. just
yes,
saying.
And with any luck, because weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. That's cool. All right, so yet another place to go and observe.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought this was fun. Solar eclipse color changing mug. And the closer you get, the more stuff you're going to see like this. Do be careful, though. Don't buy glasses at the last minute because there's too many scammers out there. This was a last minute thing I just found on Facebook right before going, hey, we're going to be live in a few minutes. And I thought it was cool looking. Science with Stug at the mind-broadening free newsletter packed with cutting-edge science from the brightest living thinkers. 3 times a week. We should check that out.
Yep.
And that's it for me on that.
They don't let you sample it, but
no. It's okay. Give your email address and
get spam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Where's our where are our notes? There they are. We're up there. We're there. We're there.
We're there?
We're there.
There?
Yeah.
Here?
There.
If you or
we're not nuts.
If you or someone you know has done something interesting involving space exploration, science, or astronomy, we'd love to share our live. Join us again next Friday, February 23rd, when Pam will be doing a profile of Valerie Thomas.
Yes, this was one of 3 interesting women I found on. Well, I think Cliff posted these. And I was going to put them all up and go, okay, so tell me which one you would prefer. And I couldn't find the other 2, so you're going to get to hear about Valerie Thomas. She's a NASA physicist who invented 3D movies and television. And I love the hair.
That's a 70s look.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, Janie says, love the Two Stooges show.
Well, thank you. It could be worse. Could be 24/7. All right. So, Janie, thank you. And good luck with what you're dealing with. That sounds really rough.
It's not 24/7. You send me off to work to inflict it on other people.
That's true. Scott and Dawn and Cliff and Daniel was here.
Yes.
Do we get everybody?
I think so.
Thank you for being here. pretty much every week.
Yep.
We really appreciate it. And you are an extension of our brains because you share with us all the time and you show all the good things that we don't know, which is great.
Yep.
But yeah, thanks, folks. Have a great week.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see you next week in the profile.
Yep. Good night, folks.
Good night.